How's it going, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. As requested, we do have some more sim games, as we do have, I guess, Future Fridays is what it's ending up being. We do have GraceNova, which is one of the, I guess it's one of the focus decks of EX5. Obviously, it's not the strongest deck of EX5 with Melga and Anubis running around, but like if Ping Pong was the deck of choice, or like the deck of showcase for EX4, this is definitely the successor to it, and it's probably what I'm going to be on if I can afford it. So just not particularly fortunate in this list. Obviously it's pretty early, so we don't really have that many line pieces. So you do have a couple of techs that hopefully we'll get to see across the best of three. Opponent K Beads is on Sukamon actually as well. The Sukamon stuff, something that they were considering playing for a while anyway. And they've also been quietly one of the people that has helped me and Jess kind of like workshop this deck and really turn it into some evil stuff. They were the one that actually put us on the Digimon Flamehouse Scythe package. Quick 2 checks. Off of King Sukamon. The fact that it didn't die means it doesn't get the Digivolve, which actually works out pretty badly for us. And there it is, KnTElixar. On play when Digivolving, can pop a 3-cost Digimon or Tamer. For every Sukamon in trash, you get to increase the play cost by 1. So he's going to pop that Tamer that we were really needing just to get some extra value. But no Digivolve or anything to do here. We've lost our blue source as well from them blowing up the Tamer. So we're in a pretty awful position. Gonna stop the Platinum Sukamon from being able to suspend itself, the new form of, not removal, floodgating, stunning, I guess. Very strong into certain colors, green especially. But obviously it doesn't stop it from being used as a cost. So, should this KnTElixar die, I'll still be able to pop the Platinum and prevent itself from dying. But yeah, pretty rough opening game. Definitely not getting to see too much of what GraceNova is about, but that is what it is when you do play these kind of like high rollier decks. I'm gonna see a Pillowmon, swing in, hit an Uko, and just setting up a blocker for the next turn as well. Makes it pretty difficult for us to get anything done. We do have a Mem Setter, and we are going to shuffle, and then go into Pheromon. So the way it works is pop off the top stack, or degenerate basically, them to the bottom of the stack, and then you can evolve your next Digimon without paying its cost straight away. And then we are going to go into a 4-cost Dynamon, which is going to strip 4 sources out and Sorai the board. The Sorai in this instance, though, being that you cannot suspend, it is also a blocker, and when attacking we also get to reproc the stun. So the whole thing about this deck is degenerating and then digivolving, degenerating, digivolving, just like you do in the Digimon World style of games. Two to 5 set up quite nicely. And this time we're going to be going into the Security Esamon, which now gives it the ability to attack. Finds a rookie to place it in the back. That's going to be Edamon swinging for a 1 check. It will die, and it will go into security as a result. Or at least it would die. Instead of doing that, we realized that it's actually way more efficient for him to pop the Platinum Sukamon here, since it can't do anything. It can prevent the deletion. And it is going to Digivolve. We don't have a blocker anymore, but the board is still Sorai because it is the when Digivolving when attacking targets everything. Like it targets the board, and then after that, even if you deal with it, it's like still active. So we're still safe for now. But we're in a pretty terrible position. Decent number of Sukamon Etamons in trash. So just evolving over this stack will be a pretty difficult stack to remove. Instead, just going to put a Platinum in the back. Guarantees that unless if we don't full board clear him, then we are cooked. Problem as well here is this 3 memory is actually just destroying us. over and over again. No blue source, we don't have another level 5 to go into it and then kind of just play for double stun, which would have actually kept us alive, but instead we're going to have to go into the Apollomon, which does have Blitz. So it is going to attempt to Blitz at security, I guess. For every 3 sources it gets an extra check, but by taking 1 card from his hand, putting it to the top of security, he can then choose to redirect. He's going to redirect it into security, which hits the Etamon, which then lets him play out a level 6 Etamon from his hand. So kind of put it into a checkmate situation there. It is going to go into the Metal Etamon, and then Metal Etamon on play gets to do its on plays because of how the I guess how the chain works, or at least that's how we understood it. We checked it with someone else who seemed to think the same as well. So because it's a security effect, it gets to do its effect before you get to check the pop. And then he should actually be able to load out all of his 4s and then we pop it. Is how it's supposed to work. But we weren't fully sure on how like the order of operations would be. Obviously, if I was able to just pop the thing that floated, then I would happily, like, I would pop the Metal Etamon before it gets to do its shenanigans. But unfortunately not the case. I'm gonna swing 1. And there it is, swing 4 game 2. Once again, just having to do what we can. Not ideal. Lunamon not going to be getting us back any memory and no level 4s is pretty poopy. I'm going to set up a TK, finds it nice and early. Both of us on mem setters now, and that is going to be the level 6 put up. Luckily we do draw into the Lekismon, so we do actually get to play the game. I'm going to take a Lekis because that's the only, like, we need that more. If we degen here, it's going to cost us a lot, unless you use the level 3s to gain back 2 memory to get the degen, and we're going to bottom deck 2 Keenans. So that's definitely an unfortunate hit, because now we're kind of stuck in a weird situation where we have to climb in order to just try and get a little bit further. Trying to play... We're thinking about using the Tamer to get the degen, but instead we're just going to go for the Evo. It's going to stun the TK, but like, who cares about that really? I'm just going to play the Coronamon here for 3 because he's under mem setter, and we're just trying to see if we can play for a little bit of extra memory next turn, because nothing we can do here is cheap. We don't have the level 6 to like commit to like a blitz stack or anything, so we're just trying to play memory efficiency. But what he's going to do is he's going to climb up for the 3 and then straight into the Metal Etamon that we saw him. Since he did get the TK, he's going to pop the Coronamon, just take the memory off the board, which does leave us at least with the mem setter. The mem setter was going to be there anyway. No rookies off the draw is a bit unfortunate, of course. Around 10 evolvable rookies in this list. And then the Searcher kind of also facilitates a little bit of deck thinning. Goodnight Moon to stun the Metal Etamon, stops it from being able to swing at security and just get some extra value, just slows it down for a turn. But even then, no Tamer to play out of it kind of sucks as well, so it is pretty fragile. And he's going to go double wide on the Oops is not fantastic. So what we're going to do here is we're going to degenerate using the Lunamon in order to gain 2 memory, evolve for 1 because we have 3 or more sources, and we are going to choose to pop the Platinum just to get the D-Digivolve out of the way now. Evolve for 1, draw, and what we should have done here, as we do get the float, is we should have played the Tamer first before tapping the... Oh, we do play the Tamer. Never mind. We do play the Tamer, it's fine. Go for 4. Swing. Attempt to swing at security, because now the board has been cleared. But, unfortunately, he can just use the thing to do the redirect and put the security Sukamon in there, which is then going to play itself out of security, and then after a security has been removed, he's just going to use the Sukamon to pop it. So very, very annoying. You basically have to find a way to double pop. And it's just not going to happen. As long as the deck is holding those defensive lines, it becomes really, really difficult for what this deck is trying to do. Luckily, we are swinging for 3 checks, but like, damn. The fact that he got to heal 1 and effectively nullify the check and keep his body on board hurts quite a bit. With the blue sources, we do get plus 2k during our opponent's turn as opposed to during our turn, which is what the red source inherits, that aren't the rookie and the egg do. So we are actually bigger now than before. And if it wasn't for the fact that this guy gets to heal every time we swing, that would be just like swing 3 checks, but it's Omni for game. Instead, though, we are going to get tokened, which is very unfortunate. Nice little 7-drop. Turns us into a 3k. Although we do get the plus 2, so we're actually 5k idiot as security. Going to play the Searcher for 1, which does get us a little bit of value. We're going to tap, and we play this whole thing assuming that you still maintain your Sukamon name even when digivolving. But let us know in the comments if that's incorrect, if we actually lose that Sukamon name and we're actually just chilling. Because that would actually be huge, if that's our way of getting around it. So using the Tamer to degenerate the 6 and then go into a brand new 6, it's still obviously got the value out of it, but still pretty funny. Playing this as a 5 check, no, 3 check 5k body, but obviously the KnTElixar would just redirect it, so it doesn't really matter. We do actually have jamming because we're testing the Sukamon on this one, but jamming is obviously not going to save us here. End of turn. Or start of their turn, going to play out the Apollos. We now have 2 Apollos. One's going to get bounced back to hand. The other one is just standing there menacingly. 4 security each, and having to pay 1 for the Evo in the back. No Sukamons here. He's going to go for the training for 2, which does reveal... Oh, actually, just realizing that's the wrong hit. The Platinum Sukamon cannot be picked up off of that yellow training, because it is mono black rather than yellow black like the other one, so slight misplay there. Oh wait, no, I'm stupid. Platinum Sukamon went to deck bottom. So yeah, he does evolve into the right Sukamon. Just instead, gonna go into the KnTElixar, which is going to be able to kill off a Tamer, maybe kill off a Pheromon. I don't see any reason to get rid of it, the Searcher, so yeah, we are gonna kill off the Memsetter and he's gonna choke us to 2. End return, bounces back our Apollomon. Finally getting ourselves a rookie, and of course we draw into a second rookie off of it. But this is kind of like go time. Both teams kind of have to go how they go. Gonna degenerate using the egg, or using the Lunamon to gain 2 memory, then each of the blue Tamers, because a source was popped from the top to the bottom, they both go sideways to give us 1 each. So we gain 4 memory off of degenerating, which then lets us go into the Dianamon to strip the sources. And we are looking pretty good. Obviously, we're missing the Memsetter. So instead, what we're going to do is we consider attacking, but we're just going to get redirected and he's going to gain security off of it. So we're just going to play the Tamer on play. It's going to then degenerate, and then we are going to get the Blitz off of that. Still only plus 2k, making us 14. I don't think there's any level 7s in this list, so we're pretty safe to swing at security because we are bigger than everything at 14. One thing gets healed, and then we get to have a redirect. What is it gonna be? The redirect here makes sense, just takes a lot of checks off the board. And then is going to get put to 3, but because he left 2 Tamers, we're actually going to get to play out the Dianamon, and then because we drew the GraceNova off the... Evo into Apollo, it means we're actually able to go into this GraceNovamon, which bottom decks the source protection and then deletes the body. So we've gotten rid of both the level 6s, and now we're in a pretty solid situation where we have an Apollomon that gets bounced back to hand if it lives. And we have a GraceNova that's going to be swinging for 2 checks. It's basically unremovable. Climb for 0 and climb for 3. It is going to taunt the Firemon, forcing it to attack at start of main phase just to try and take a body off the board. And I think he's probably going to go into like EX5 or just he's going to try and set up something to try and make sure that the Firemon does get value. But it is taunted now, so it will be swinging. We do have 2 sets of protection in the GraceNova, so it's pretty difficult to deal with that. And he's going to go into the KnTElixar once again. Evolves for 3. And this can pop quite a decent amount. In fact, it can pop exactly 12, which is going to be enough to kill off our Apollomon. So it will not be bouncing back to hand. It is going to die straight up. Draw. Push out, and we are going to bounce the Firemon instead using the Lunamon. Gains 2 memory. Finally actually getting to use it. Would have wanted to bounce the Surge to get the draw, but this actually just gets us more value by putting back the Firer, who is going to hit into 2. You take one of the Light Fang, one of the Night Claw off of it. Degenerate. Print for memory. Go into a brand new Firemon. And we're just setting up just to make sure that nothing too crazy happens. We have drawn into a second GraceNova because we've gone through enough of our deck now. We are going to pop the Sukamon with the Flaremon Evo. And that's going to be a Dynamon to strip all the sources, just making sure that he doesn't get to play out a free body. So if he got to play out a Sukamon as well as heal 1, it would have been very, very difficult to actually deal with him. Since we DNA Digivolve, the one attacking will proc again, which is going to delete the KnTElixar, and this should be enough with the board clear to swing for 2 checks. First one puts the KnTElixar there. KnTElixar going to search the top 4. And yeah, look, it would have hit into the Platinum Sukamon or the Sukamon, so definitely worth it. Sets up quite nicely. Chumon with the on play means he's going to get to put a Sukamon there, so I'm not sure if he's going to like Suka's Curse. Yep. Suka's Curse in security is going to turn something into poop. We're going to hit that on our second check, and we are going to be turning something into poop. It's going to be the Dynamon, which does make things a little bit awkward. We're going to degenerate down into Flaremon and look to go into Apollo for 0. And right now, he's actually, assuming the token persists, a 3 or 2 checks, 9k idiot at security, because he has enough red sources that he can actually go hog wild into security. But, I mean, we've seen enough of the 5s that we should be fine. Obviously, if we hit a 6, then, yeah, we lose that whole stack, but it's not too bad. There's no sources to strip, so we are pretty committed now. But this should be a check straight into security, getting the value. First check is going to hit the Magnet Ace. We are chilling, and we do want to go into the Blitz Omni, but we are no longer a blue Digimon. We are a white Digimon, assuming that the token still persists. So instead, now we have to figure out something else. Going to play out the new Tamer, which is going to degenerate us down once more into a Dianamon, and then start of their turn, we are still chilling because, yeah, no, this is still fine because we have a red and we have a blue level 6 in there. The Apollo, the Diana. So now, start of their turn, they go to 3, and then we get to play out Diana, we get to play out an Apollo, and we do make a GraceNova from there, which is then going to answer. What do we choose to answer? I think we just get rid of the Platinum Sukamon here because it would be the quickest way to climb up to something that answers our board. You can see we've now got 2 GraceNovas, 1 suspended, 1 unsuspended, and it's just going to be too much to come back into. So game 3.
Matrix Digivolution.
How's it going, y'all? I'm not allowed to use toy footage, so here is player ammo. The thing that's been helping support the channel since pretty much the start of Digimon. If you're watching the ads, you want to dodge them next time, consider joining the memberships. But for those of you interested in the thing that keeps me going and shooting these Digimon videos weekly, player ammo. Woo. Here it is. It's actually way less sweet than some of the other competitors, which makes it pretty nice for me. delicioso. But yeah, if you want to support me, you can get 10% off on your order, and yeah. See ya. Starting off with an actual rookie, so we had to keep that hand. We've just been punished for going for mulligans too frequently. Full memory is a lot to pass over though. It's going to go into a Sukamon. Not seeing a rookie, but Sukamon in a deck that plays pretty low to the ground in terms of costs, so pretty easy to climb. I'm going to swing now because we do get taunted straight away. 1k does die. And it means we just have to put the rookie down straight away. Or the tamer down straight away. But it's a bit foolish to do that, in all honesty. We were just desperate to get the memory. And really, we probably should have just played in the back. Or just played another fire out, because it is going to get shot by a Metalethal, because he's just managed to have Metaletamon so quick every single time. Either off a TK or off something else. He's going to pop 3. Now we're pretty far behind. We do have another rookie though, so we can at least replenish what we lose. And we are going to find the Lunamon. We're going to take the Apollo because we've got enough in terms of the 4s. Degenerate off the rookie's effects, and then go back into a Fire, this time reducing the cost by 1 because we do have the Sunmon, who, as long as you've done a degeneration once in the round, then your next Digivolution can be reduced by 1. I'm going to hit into just the Tamer because we did just lose one. We're going to stun the Metaletamon using Cressamon. The fact that Cressamon doesn't require any, like, oh, if they have no sources or anything, it's just that pick something, it can't suspend, is very, very strong. So we're going to use that to slow down Metaletamon, and we are going to go into Apollo, which is going to swing, and it is going to have plus 4k thanks to having the 2 red sources off of the Firemons. This is going to be the Etamon actually getting its ability here, which is going to float into the Platinum Sukamon. And it looks like we're going to take a redirect. And if it swings a security, it's just going to attempt to pop the Metaletamon anyway. Sukamon going to go to the trash. It is just going to redirect it in. So they've done pretty nicely there. Etamon going to the top. Means if we hit that next turn, it's going to be a problem. Thankfully, at least the Metaletamon can't crack back because it is stopped. But shrink by 3k and taunt. And then he gets to float into another body. Going to the 2-colored Shumon, which on play during your opponent's turn, reveal top 3. No Sukamons to float into, so no double float off that. But even though we're +2, we are still -3. So just redirecting it into the Metaletamon is going to have us not only going to have him shrink a security, but getting the value out of it as well. I'm going to go into a Lunamon for 0. I'm just going to play the Firemon because we know we're going to try and bounce it back anyway, so we might try and get some value. I'm going to pick up the Nightcrow tagged Goodnight Moon. Just so we can free play a Tamer off of also slowing the game down. We do have the blue source off the Lunamon. We're in a pretty awkward situation. Ruin mode, going to lock down the board for 5k DP. Shrinks off the Firemon, stops us from being able to use it. It means that our Lunamon can't push out recklessly next turn. This is a lot of a gamble. We probably shouldn't do it this way, but we are going to go Kenan for 3. It's not like there's a super huge amount of options in Tamers, so get that memory back, get the draw. We are going to use Goodnight Moon to stun the Ruin Mo, stop it from putting another 5k blanket down, and get to play out the Mem Setter. Metal Atamon once again going to kill off a Tamer, just putting in so much work. And Pillowmon to choke to 1 as well. It's not looking good, fam. No Tamer, no rookie, no nothing. We know we can't play on board, so we're just going to Evo in the back. Probably something we should have done earlier, but lost a lot of tempo from the Apollomon swing. Definitely have to go Diana first before committing bodies to it, just because of how much value they get out of the swing. He's 6 security down to 2. He's going to swing in with the metal. Flaremon revealed. You're going to see the ruin mode go in, and of course blow up. Put that 5k blanket down, get the recovery up to 7. And another 5k blanket, which once again means we will not be able to push out, and this should be locking us down pretty comfortably for a game. Gonna play out the Firemon, which is gonna pop the Pillarmon, but it's kind of just last flails, as he's pretty set up to clear things out. So shoutouts to KBeats, shoutouts to everyone that helped us get to 1k. If you liked what you saw, make sure to like and subscribe for more future Fridays.